they talk all the crazy stuff about you going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and
all respect over here, and if he decides to come my way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight.
Terence Crawford is ready for Canelo Alvarez, and he has just issued the most silent yet groundbreaking warning to Canelo, while he isn't taking any fights till September. The boxing champion has begun training with so much intensity ahead of the fight. Many boxing professionals have mentioned the weight class of Crawford and as his main disadvantage ahead of the fight, while the world super welterweight champion just shared a shocking revelation that will begin to send shockwaves.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'd be
down. Canelo's fight making it known to the public that his weight isn't as small as many think. Terence Crawford, renowned for his precision and technical skill, has surprised the boxing world by revealing a significantly higher weight than expected. Ahead of his highly anticipated fight against Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed champion, in 2 divisions recently shared on social media that he currently weighs 186 lb, a revelation that has sparked widespread discussion among boxing fans.
Lost. So let's not do that.
Crawford, set to face Canelo Alvarez in September at super middleweight, 168 lbs, has showcased remarkable versatility, having claimed world titles at lightweight, super lightweight, and welterweight. However, jumping up 2 weight classes to challenge a powerhouse. Like Canelo presents an unprecedented test in his career, his disclosure of his current weight has triggered mixed reactions. Some experts believe the weight gain is a strategic move to match Canelo's physical strength, while others question whether it might compromise Crawford's signature speed and agility attributes that have been instrumental to his success. Despite the debate, Crawford remains confident. In a video posted on his social media, he declared, "What is up, y'all? I'm looking forward to being undisputed in September. Let's get it. It is work time," as Crawford prepares for his showdown with Canelo. The Mexican superstar is first set to fight William Skull in May. He went up and lost, so let's not do that. Canelo Skull holds the International Boxing Federation super middleweight title, the last piece of the undisputed puzzle that Canelo lost in July after refusing to face him. If Canelo beats Skull, he will once again unify all 4 belts in the division, setting up an undisputed clash against Crawford. This potential showdown would be one of the most anticipated fights in modern boxing history, featuring 2 of the sport's top pound-for-pound fighters in a battle for ultimate supremacy. A showdown between Crawford and Canelo Alvarez has the potential to reshape the boxing landscape. Both fighters have dominated their respective divisions, and now they stand on a collision course to determine the true pound-for-pound king for both of us. I believe any doubt in your mind that you beat him? Of course, I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody. And with Terence Crawford's weight revelation, he's gotten more support from professionals who had earlier sidelined him. Speaking to Fight Hype, Bader BF gave an insight into what he believes Crawford's chances are of prevailing against Canelo when they face each other. Though many feel that the weight jump could be too much for Bud, the Russian brands, at a 50-50s fight. I'm not really a big fan of boxing, but this fight I will watch. I have a favorite from them, but we'll see. It's an interesting fight. A 50-50s fight. BBV has previously praised Crawford as the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, so many will assume he is the favorite. Ask you about another fight that's being reported to happen between Canelo and Terence Crawford. What do you think of that fight? I'm not the real fan of boxing, but this fight, Crawford, who has been victorious in all 41 of his professional outings, became a 4-weight world champion last August when he conquered WBA light middleweight champion Israel Madoff, albeit in a performance that didn't seem to impress as much as his previous efforts. It is no secret that facing Canelo will be the biggest test of the 37-year-old's impressive career, which has seen him claim the undisputed championship at super lightweight as well as welterweight. Canelo captured all 4 titles at super middleweight with that victory against Plant in 2021, going on to make 4 defenses of his crown, which included wins over Gennady Golovkin and Jel Charlo. I'm going to set the trap. He's going to want to counter me, and so I'm going to counter his counter. I don't want to say he was stripped of his International Boxing Federation belt last summer after he chose to face Edgar Berlanga instead of William Skull, who was mandatory challenger to the International Boxing Federation title at the time, but will have the chance to earn that belt back when he faces Skull and May ahead of the Crawford bout. As for BBV, he rematches a former Canelo foe and Dmitry Bivol. Later this month, Jiren. Ennis long chased a fight with Terence Crawford, but will now have to watch his rival take on Canelo Alvarez instead. Andis is a precocious talent and current International Boxing Federation belt holder. In the welterweight division, he came of age after Crawford became the undisputed champion at 147 by beating Errol Spence in July 2023. It's a good fight, you know. A 50-50 fight. And I guess it's a fight that everybody want to see, so it's a good fight with Bud's last fight, a world title victory at 154 lbs over Israel Madrimov. It seems the 37-year-old has left the welterweight division. Behind for good, Crawford has long targeted a further weight class jump to take on undisputed super middleweight champion Canelo. And finally this past week, that fight was locked in for September, speaking to YSM Sports Media. Andis can't pick a winner in the fight and gives Crawford as much chance as Canelo of getting his hand raised. It's a good fight. A 50-50 fight, and I guess it's a fight. Everybody wants to see how difficult is it to meet that jump from he only had one fight at 54, so like 147, 154, it's 168 lbs. Oh, you said how difficult is it? Yeah, he was then asked about the challenge Crawford faces by jumping up, and wait, it's going to be a little difficult. He's going to have to put on an extra 14 lbs so he could be slower. You've got to add more weight and gain more muscle, so it's harder. But we'll see on fight night next. He was asked what Crawford would need to do on the night to win. Having previously explained, it would be a difficult night for Bud. Be smart. Take. His time box and move, don't sit there and let him drop bombs on him. Finally, he offered up a game plan for Canelo's route to victory. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little difficult because you got to what you're going to have to pee on, like an extra 14 lb, so he might be a little slower. Or who knows? He could be faster. I don't know. I feel like Canelo will be pressing everything behind the stick, catching him trying to pull out, pull back, cut the ring off, things like that. Is going to have to bully the smaller guy, don't let him dictate nothing. Show him that's your weight class. Crawford has revealed he is currently well above the 168 lb super middleweight limit and is in fact 186 lb despite having previously won titles as low as lightweight, and 135 lb Keith Thurman, a former welterweight champion, offered a more balanced perspective. While acknowledging Canelo's dominance, Thurman didn't rule out Crawford's chances possible for my boy Crawford. But it's one of those things where he really wants to win against Canelo. Canelo can be slow at times, and Crawford's speed and footwork could give him trouble, but let's not forget Canelo is a master at cutting off the ring and landing those body shots. Thurman said Jiren Ennis, a rising star in the welterweight division, dropped a bombshell when he questioned Crawford's ability to compete at super middleweight. Crawford is a phenomenal fighter, but he's not built for 168 lbs. Canelo is too big too, strong and too experienced at that weight, and has stated,